Hi Aquarius, welcome to July. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. So this month we have Mercury moving into Cancer on the 5th. Mars moves into Taurus on the 5th. We have a full moon in Capricorn on July 13th. And then a new moon in Leo in your 7th house of partnerships on July 28th. And then the next day Jupiter goes retrograde. So we'll talk about the astrology in a minute. Let's see what the cards say for Aquarius about love and relationships. What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of July 2022? What is coming up for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, for July 2022 in terms of love and relationships? What does Aquarius need to know? Okay, let's see what we have. The moon, the Empress, the Eight of Swords, the King of Wands, the Strength card, the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the Hangman, the Five of Swords, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So you're starting off the month with the Moon card. This is a card of imagination. It can be a card of deception or illusion. Sometimes with the Moon, things are happening. You need more information. You're trying to make a decision, but you don't have all the information. There are things that are hidden, or things that you still need to know. The Moon, you could be thinking, can I trust the person I'm with? Are they being honest with me? Especially because I'm seeing the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. So I feel like there could be someone in your life that you feel is not telling you everything. Or there might be, they may have a hidden agenda. So you're wondering if you could trust them. With the Empress card here, the Empress is a card of home, family, motherhood, giving birth to something. So I feel like you're wanting a relationship. You may want to have a family, or you want to be connected to someone that feels like family. You want to start, maybe even have a child for some of you. It could also be that you're acting very maternal towards someone. Maybe you're involved with someone that needs you. It might be where they depend on you, like a child depends on a mother. And so you're being very nurturing, you're very mothering in this situation, in this relationship. Now, the Moon could also mean that you're blowing things out of proportion. So it's telling you not to go to extremes. Don't let your imagination run away with you. If you're having any doubts or confusion with someone, you just need to communicate. Because a lot of times, if we don't know all the facts, we may fill them in with our own imagination. So you might be thinking, oh, maybe this person's doing this, or maybe they're doing that, or maybe this is going to happen, maybe that's going to happen. And so you're imagining all these scenarios in your head. That could be one thing. Another thing is that you could be looking at too much of the bright side and giving someone more credit than they're worth. So you don't want to go to either extreme. You want to look at things realistically. And if there's any confusion, I would either talk to someone else that's not emotionally involved with the situation or the relationship, or talk to the person themselves and ask them point blank, hey, what's going on? You have the Eight of Swords here, so there's a sense of feeling trapped or powerless. Maybe you're wanting to break free of something, of a relationship, but you feel stuck or trapped. Or it could be your partner is in a situation where they feel stuck or trapped and they can't move out of something. So that's an energy that's influencing this relationship. someone who's afraid to move out or move away from something. Really, the person's not stuck or trapped, because if you look at the Eight of Swords, there are no swords in front of this person. They can walk away at any time, but they're choosing not to because they're not sure of the future. Like, I know what I have, I don't know what's out there. So you might be staying in a relationship just because it offers a type of security, and you're afraid of what would, of not finding someone else, or not being, what if I never meet anyone I could be with? At least I have this, So don't let fear hold you into something. You have this King of Wands energy in the recent past. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, or even water. You have the Knight of Cups here. The King of Wands energy is someone who's very outspoken, very has a very very good leader, could be a little bit bossy at times. So that could be describing someone that's in that you're having a relationship with. I feel like this person is looking to the past. So it could be someone that you even once, maybe you're not involved with them now, but you were involved with them in the past. And they're kind of thinking about you. I feel like someone from the past might be thinking about you. Maybe even someone that you're no longer with. You have the Strength card coming up in the future. The Strength card talks about controlling your emotions, not going to extremes of emotion, not letting someone push your buttons to a point where you react recklessly, where you allow your emotions to take over, and then you say something you don't mean, or you do something that you regret later. I have a feeling that this king could have some anger issues too. I mean, the Strength card could represent anger issues, someone who has a problem getting their needs met without being angry, without creating drama. They don't know how to just say, hey, I need this. They have to make a big, angry outburst to get their needs met. Because I'm seeing, with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, I feel like there are some, if you're in a relationship with someone like this, there are some toxic elements about the person. There are good things too, but there are also some, this person doesn't know how to handle their emotions, and sometimes they get nasty or hostile when they're trying to communicate, or when they want something. They don't know how to be nice. They don't know how to say, hey, honey, can you get me this, or can you do this for me? It's always like, well, they're always like belligerent or whatever. So you could be dealing with someone like that. And you might be doing some soul searching with the Hermit card here. The Hermit is about pulling back and thinking, do I want to stay in this relationship? Or do I need to, what's right for me? Is this person right for me? Maybe I need to meet someone else. Maybe there's someone else out there that would be a better fit. And you also have the Hangman here, which is about moving on, leaving something for something better. And this is in your wish fulfillment sector. With the Hermit energy, it could be feeling, there could be a sense of loneliness. Like you're not really happy with your current situation if you're in a relationship. Or if you're not in a relationship, you might be feeling, well, I would like to meet someone, I would like to be in a relationship, but you're remembering someone from the past where things were not that happy, and you're afraid of falling into that again. So it's holding you back from finding new love. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is about someone who is comfortable financially. You're independent. This is an independent energy, someone who's like making their own money, working at their job. You might even have your own business where you're working independently. You don't have a boss that's over you, micromanaging you. Your financial system, you have a house or a comfortable situation, but you may be feeling lonely. Like, I wish I had someone to share this with. I don't want to just make money and have a house and just live alone, because with this Hermit energy, I feel like you've been kind of pulling back from socializing, doing a lot of thinking about what relationship is right for you and where you should focus your energy. Should I stay in the current relationship if you're in one, or move on to something better? do I have the courage to reach out to new love if I'm not in a relationship? And can I overcome whatever happened in the past? Because maybe you were hurt in the past by someone, or you were connected to someone who was kind of toxic, and now you're saying, I'm afraid I'm going to meet another person like that. Now, you have in your environment the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is a card. Sometimes it's represented, it's known as the Thief card. You may feel like someone's trying to take something from you, or someone is not being transparent with you. Like they're not telling you the truth. They're leaving stuff out. Not so much that they're lying. It's more that they're not giving you the whole story. Or you may feel like someone's saying one thing to your face, but another thing behind your back. And you may feel that you're being scapegoated with the Hangman and the Seven of Swords here. That's a card of the traitor. So you're really questioning someone. Can I trust this person? Are they going to betray me? Are they betraying me? You have the Knight of Cups energy here. So that's a romantic proposal. Someone might be offering you love. This person could be a little bit on the immature side when it comes to love. They're looking for like this perfect dream lover, and nobody is perfect. So that's another element in the story. You have to accept people for who they are. And that's what this Five of Swords energy is saying. Five of Swords is saying, yeah, if, nothing is going to change. Like, you can't meet someone and change them. A lot of people think, well, if I love this person enough, if I do this, if I do that, maybe they'll change. They'll be different. And in some cases, that could work on minor things. But a person's basic character doesn't change. And so you have to accept them for who they are at the core level. And if you can't accept it, if there are certain things that are deal breakers, then you have to cut your losses and move on. And that's what this card is about. Recognizing what you can change and realizing, well, do I want to live with this energy? If this person is angry all the time or abusive verbally. Because the Five of Swords energy is not a nice energy. It's people who are not playing fair. Like the person always wants to win. They'll do anything they can. They'll throw you under the bus just to win. So you may have to, you're doing a lot of thinking. Like, do I want to stay in this situation or do I want to move on? But realize, like, either you accept the person, what you see is what you get. This is not going to change. So if this is not what if you're not happy, it may be time to move on. The Knight of Cups is also about it could be a new romance coming in. Someone new might be offering you love, because kings are people that you've already known and you know them from the past. The Knights and the Pages are new energies coming in. So you could be having a potential for a new relationship. But I feel like you might be thinking of the past, and that's holding you back because you're afraid of falling into a similar pattern. Like, I don't want to get into another relationship that's going to be abusive, or with a liar, or with someone who betrays me. So that could be for some of you who are looking for love and not in a relationship. The Knight now the Knight energy, if this is a person that's like a potential partner, that person could be very creative, very romantic. They kind of live in a dream world. They're very emotional, very sensitive. When they fall in love, they idealize the person they're with. They think that this person is their one and only, their soulmate, their princess or their prince. So you could be on, I feel like you have to overcome either past trauma so that you can embrace this new love, or you have to give up a current toxic situation to open yourself and free yourself, like to get out of a relationship that's not working so you can find one that is. So let's see what the what the angels have to say. What do the angels have to say? to you. And don't take on someone's burden. Don't let someone blame you for things that you haven't done, or make you the scapegoat or the victim. That's the other energy I'm getting. If you feel victimized, it may be time to move on. And to keep your eye on this Empress energy, because that's what you want. Now, sometimes with the Strength card, counseling would help, especially with the Hermit and the Strength card. This is about going to someone for advice. You're not alone. You don't have to struggle alone. You can talk to someone that can help you to have clarity around a situation. So if you're struggling with a decision or struggling with an issue in a relationship, counseling could help. Go speak to someone, talk to someone. It can either help you to heal the relationship so that you can make it work, or it could give you the courage to leave it, to see what you need to do, to see the truth. All right, let's see what the angels have to say to Aquarius. Guilt. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love, so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. So that's interesting, because it kind of falls in with this being blamed for something. Maybe someone's trying to place all the blame on you in a relationship of why things are not working. But really, it takes two to tango. It's never just one person's fault. It's an action-reaction. That's a relationship. You do this, I do that, and it's like dynamic. So it's not, people who can't accept responsibility in relationships, it's hard to work with a one-sided relationship when one person's doing all the work and the other person's not accepting responsibility. So don't take on the whole burden of the relationship. And go and talk to someone so that you can free yourself from either a toxic situation or free yourself where you're open to love in a new situation. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So for you, you have this full moon in the 12th house. That's the psychological house. And the sun is in the 6th house. And you have a trine to Uranus. Now this full moon is going to be very emotional. And you have Pluto is conjunct the moon. So there's powerful emotions are going to come up at this moon. And it's good. In a way, it's good because it's going to be releasing you. You're going to be able to see some psychological issues. Like things are going to come to the surface. Anything that was hidden will be revealed at the full moon. And the 6th and the 12th houses are health and psychological houses. The 6th is also work. So there could be something revealed on your job. Maybe someone has been lying to you at work, or is taking credit for your work, or blaming you for things that you didn't do. But the full moon, it gives you a chance in the 12th house to look at the psychological dynamics of the situation and to release any baggage or bad habits. So if you've been self-sabotaging, or if you've been being run by unconscious programming from past trauma, especially when it relates to family and your early childhood, because Uranus and the North Node are in your 4th house. That's the house of home. That's the house of, could be the mother, but your early family beginnings. So there could be some, it's actually positive because it's a trine. Uranus in the 4th house wants to free you from any trauma that started in your childhood. Maybe you had an abusive childhood or a difficult childhood, and it's coloring all your relationships. So you have an opportunity at this full moon to break free of all that, to deal with that stuff that's been hidden for years. You can bring it to the surface, you could see it and release it. The 12th house is like the end of a cycle. It's the time when you release baggage, when you finish karma. So this could be a positive full moon for you, although it might feel like, you may feel like not socializing. You may feel like being alone while you're dealing, because you're dealing with heavy stuff. But don't be alone. Reach out to people. Let your friends and family, people that you care about, that you know care about you, let them help you. And if you don't have those people around you, then go to a counselor, someone who's trained to help you deal with these emotions, because it could be intense with Pluto. Neptune's in your second house, so any kind of financial dealings, you could be making money through creativity, art, music, drama. If you're doing anything other than art with Neptune, you want to be sure that you're looking at things realistically, because Neptune can bring you. Don't fall for any get-rich-quick schemes when Neptune's in your second house, because it's also squaring Venus in your fifth house. Now, Venus in the fifth house can bring love and romance, and Venus is trine Saturn in your first house, so you're getting serious. You want to be taken seriously. You may be stepping into a position of authority or leadership within your own life. Like, hey, I'm tired of playing. I want people to know that I'm serious, that I'm responsible, that I'm dedicated and commitment. You might even be thinking about making a commitment to someone. But Venus is squaring Neptune, so you may not be seeing things clearly, especially around a financial situation. So you want to get a grip on reality. Talk to someone. If you're in a new relationship, let them meet your family, your friends, and say, what do you think of this person? Because you may be all gaga and starry-eyed over the person. They may see things that you're missing. So just take everything. Make sure you're just not over-idealizing someone. But other than that, Venus trine Saturn is a good aspect. It could bring a love that lasts with someone who's very stable. Maybe there could even be an age difference between you, someone older or younger, someone who acts like a parent. Maybe you're acting like a parent to someone. Mercury is sextile Uranus, so that could be good news coming. Surrounding, and Mercury's in your sixth house, so that could be a good news around a health issue. Rethinking the way, or it could even be like a job, some kind of communications project that's going to be working out in a positive way. Then we have the new moon in Leo. Now, the new moon in Leo is in your seventh house, so you have a chance for a new beginning in partnerships, and not only romantic relationships, but also business partnerships. So this new moon is trine Jupiter in the third house. Jupiter brings opportunity and expansion. The third house is the house of thinking, communication, your siblings. So you may have a renewed relationship with your family. New beginning in those where there could be some healing, because Chiron's also there. Mercury's in the seventh, so it's time to speak up. It's time to talk. If you're in a relationship that's a little rocky, it's time to talk and bring up issues. Don't be afraid to communicate, because you might be able to solve these things if you just speak up. Mercury is opposite Saturn, so you might be up against an authority figure, or you might be afraid to speak or feel restricted. Like, I don't know, the person might seem intimidating. Don't find, if you feel intimidated, just state your case. Anyway, it could turn things around. Now, we're having Mars. Mars moves into Taurus at the beginning of the month, and it's moving into your fourth house. If you're sharing a home with someone, that could sometimes bring conflict. The best way to use Mars energy is to do something physical, like clean the house, do some deep cleaning, or do some renovation project. So like you're using the Martian energy in a positive way, and you're not going to just spend it fighting. Mars is going to conjunct Uranus and the North Node in your fourth house. So that's going to happen at the end of the month and toward the beginning of August. Something may come to a head around a home or family issue where you need freedom from something. So you might decide, like, I don't want to live here anymore. I need to move out. Or you might have a conflict with someone in the home or a family member, and it comes to a head. Or there could also be a sudden opportunity that comes in that frees you, that releases you from a situation where you felt trapped and stuck. It can work in many ways. Now, Uranus and Venus are sextile, and Mars and Venus are sextile. So, from the 6th house. So, if you're looking for love, it could come through a work project. You could meet someone through a work-related thing. In any case, Venus in the 6th will bring greater harmony to the people that you're working with. So if you've been having conflicts with colleagues, things should settle down and things should be a lot more pleasant. But the major aspect that's happening for you is happening in your 4th house of home. So there's going to be a lot of surprises and sudden changes around where you're living, your home life. And that could be initiated by you, where you decide, I want to redecorate. I'm tired of the way things look. I want to change up everything, you know. Or it could be, I want to be in a new house. I want to move out of here. I want to move to a new home. It doesn't always have to be negative, is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm breaking up with someone and moving out. You know, it could, because with Uranus, you just don't know what to expect. Anything could happen. And with Uranus and Mars, because Mars and Uranus, when they come together, is very explosive. So, and in Taurus, it could be, and Uranus rules electricity, so make sure you're doing electrical work with a licensed electrician if you're doing anything. Don't do any home, rigged projects, because it could lead to some explosion or something like that. But it is explosive, so it could be a literal explosion, or it could be a figurative one, where you're just finally releasing the tension and you're speaking your piece and you're clearing the air. So it could be like a sudden argument or a sudden thing where you just, you've been putting up with something for a long time and you finally, oh, I can't take anymore. This is blah, 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 blah. And you start talking about what's bothering you. And that's good in a way, because it's bringing things out, and it's bringing, you're not simmering and stewing in your own juices. You're clearing the air. And so that would be good. It's good to talk to people that are close to you, and to don't wait till the pressure builds up where you explode. Talk when you're in a calm place. Don't overreact. So that's my message basically for you. I think you have an opportunity for a new beginning in a relationship with the new moon, right after the new moon. But I think you have to clear out some baggage before that. Look at the psychological dynamics of your relationships. Look at your role in the relationship. Don't take all the blame, but don't avoid things either. You have to face the reality. And if you really want something to work, you can make it work, but you have to communicate. And you might even need counseling in some cases, but to help the relationship. Sometimes you may need a third-party mediator. Or counseling just to help yourself get a better grip on the situation. And to empower yourself to take action, to know the right path to take. But in any case, the powerful changes, unexpected change of direction, but I think it's going to put you on the right path, because Uranus and the North Node are together. So if you've been putting off something that you know you should be doing, this is going to trigger you to actually finally take that route, take that path, free yourself from anything that's been holding you back. So that's my forecast, Aquarius. If you liked the reading, if it resonated with you, click on the like button, leave a comment. If you'd like a private reading where we deal with just your specific situation, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful July. Thank you for supporting this channel, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.